Dear friends, welcome to another episode of Geopolitical and Military News. In this video, we will discuss the new version of the Bradley, developed based on the experience gained in combat in Ukraine. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. During World War II, the extreme mechanization of forces posed a great challenge to infantry. If in the First World War soldiers were practically immobilized in trenches, advancing or retreating only occasionally, in the Second World War it was not uncommon for armored vehicles to advance dozens of kilometers per day, forcing infantry to accompany them in vehicles specifically designed for this mission. Thus, the APC, Armored Personnel Carrier, was born in that war. As the name suggests, these were vehicles with an extra level of armor, aiming to give soldiers the same level of mobility as armored vehicles and a certain level of ballistic protection. This concept was so successful that, after the end of that conflict, it evolved, giving rise to the IFV, Infantry Fighting Vehicle, between the 1940s and 1950s, basically an APC for troop transport but with heavier and more complete armament, aiming to provide greater fire support to soldiers disembarked in the field. This concept was extensively explored by major powers during the Cold War, notably the Soviet Union and its BMP family of infantry fighting vehicles, culminating in the BMP-3 developed in the late 1980s, weighing almost 19 tons, capable of carrying up to 7 soldiers, and heavily armed with a 100mm cannon and a 30mm automatic cannon, firepower sufficient to repel even heavier armored vehicles. The United States also invested heavily in IFV-type vehicles, resulting in the M2 Bradley in 1981, a vehicle specifically designed to counter the Soviet BMP. As Bradley's goal was to keep infantry alongside armored vehicles, it was designed to be as fast and agile as the M1 Abrams, introduced into the U.S. Army in 1980. Wherever there was an M1 Abrams, there should always be 1 or 2 Bradleys with infantry support. In 1991, during the Gulf War, this partnership was put to the test with extremely satisfactory results, with Bradley proving to be also a very lethal vehicle. In fact, Bradley destroyed more Iraqi vehicles and armored vehicles than the M1 Abrams itself. The experience gained in the Gulf War and, later, in the invasion of Iraq in 2003, led to the development of more modern variations, resulting in the M2A4 in 2022 and now, in 2024, the M2A4E1, with updates and modernizations in all its systems, developed based on the combat experience gained during the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Those who follow the channel are well aware of all the particularities of the conflict in Ukraine, especially those related to combat involving vehicles and armored vehicles. If before that war armored vehicles were already seen as vulnerable to weapons such as RPG grenades, anti-tank missiles, and mines, now, in addition to all this, a new threat has been added to the list: drones. Some of them are mere commercial models adapted for the transport of RPG launchers, long-range anti-tank missiles, mines spread everywhere, and small, fast, and deadly drones constantly patrolling the skies. It has never been so dangerous to be inside an armored vehicle, and it was thinking about all these threats, old and new, that the Bradley M2A4E1 was developed. The most striking feature is the Iron Fist. Unlike explosive reactive defenses, which are those bricks we see along the body of some armored vehicles and detonate when hit by RPG grenades, deflecting the plasma beam from the grenade detonation, active defenses like Iron Fist, installed in the new Bradley, intercept grenades and missiles still in flight, destroying them before they reach the vehicle. According to the Israelis at Elbit, the manufacturers of Iron Fist, the system, in addition to intercepting grenades and missiles, is also capable of intercepting small and lethal drones armed with anti-tank grenades, thanks to a set of radars that cover all angles of the vehicle, constantly alert to any approaching threat. Therefore, no matter what is launched against the new Bradley, Iron Fist will intercept it before it can hit. In addition, the M2A4E1 version also received a new infrared spectrum vision system, increasing operational capacity in nighttime operations, a vision system that was also extended to the gunner and his aiming system, with up to 12 times zoom. Its weapons system has not been changed, maintaining the same 25mm Bushmaster cannon, a light machine gun, and a tow missile launcher. Last but not least, the Bradley now comes with a new air conditioning system. It may seem like an unnecessary luxury, but it is important to remember that one of Bradley's missions is to transport soldiers, which means that military personnel may be forced to remain inside the vehicle for many hours. Being trapped inside a vehicle in harsh conditions, with very few air vents during winter or in the middle of summer, can drastically reduce the combat capability of soldiers. Therefore, an efficient air conditioning system is not just a luxury, it is an important feature to ensure that soldiers are perfectly fit for combat. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Until next time,